Today we are going to be talking about exposure. Hi and welcome to Shows with Yvonne. This is the home of all-round conversation and this is the Gulf Gist segment. On the Gulf Gist, this is the place where we get to have amazing conversations around Gulf, from the job opportunities to the business, market, finances and investments, and any other Gulf related stories. I'm your super host Yvonne Carter. Remember to subscribe, like, comment and share. Engage with me on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much, super fans, for all the love and support you have shown me on all my other episodes. I don't take it for granted. And if you're new in this space, a warm welcome to you. Hope you enjoy the content here. Feel free to give your opinion and comment and what you would like to hear, okay? And so we get direct into the topic. Today it's all about exposure. Exposure when you come to work in Gulf, or exposure when you travel to other countries, okay? So exposure is this experience and awareness that you gain when you encounter new places. It's a positive change that comes from what you see, or the new culture that you adapt, or that you adapt when you go to somewhere new, okay? What you see is, like, let's start with the normal, what you can see physically with your eyes, the buildings, like what people do on a normal basis. And then there's the lifestyle, how people dress, how people eat, how people talk, how people relate to each other, how people relate to their families, how people relate to their friends, how people relate to their kids, like how business just runs in these places, like normal a day, like just the normal day activities. This is what brings exposure. And exposure is something that first of all enters into your mind, and then your mind changes. Of course, when your mind changes, your whole thumb changes, okay? So exposure really, because you see it and you understand it, so it gets into your mind first. Exposure ukiona sasa inaingia kwa akili yako so that it can kind of manifest physically, sawa sawa. So if you have a very bad mentality, unaweza travel na ukose kupata hiyo exposure ulikuwa upate huko. But how? Like, you really have to be having a very bad mentality or very ignorant for you not to allow exposure to come in, because this is a new place with new things. Like, it's just a new place, new culture, new lifestyle, okay? So for example, when I said it brings this positive change, like, for example, when you're exposed to wealth and riches and success, there's this thing that comes into you and shows you, like, this thing is not so difficult to achieve. It's something like almost tangible, and that you can access it because you see people who are accessing it. For example, if you come to work in Gulf and you realize, like, gari kama Tesla, Porsche, anything is a kawaida, G-Wagons go everywhere, literally. And maybe if you're working for a boss, same kama mimi, and they own a Porsche and inakubeba kila wakati, and you're just exposed to this new space and you realize how this thing is so real. Exact what you, it's so real. So it enters into your mind and it shows you how possible it is. And when the possibility comes into your mind, you're able to exercise it physically, okay? So remember, exposure in affect mentality yako. And then you decide whether you'll change your mentality to adapt to the exposure. And to exposure, let's make with that positive change. This lifestyle that you're seeing people living, how people spend money, how it gets into you. Now, what you do with exposure is up to you. When you decide if this exposure now you'll use it the right way as it has been exposed to you, or you'll outdo it. Okay? So, for example, when you come to Gulf, kuna vitu too common, like big cars, big houses, these big buildings, these big businesses that enter into your mind and show you how possible it is. So ukiona hizi vile zinakuingia, you want to do it, and the moment you try it and you realize you can do it, this exposure goes into you. And hata ukirudi home, you always now want to do like what you have seen, because exposure is positive and it brings, like, there's just some positivity with exposure, okay? So unakumbuka, it's the experience and the awareness you gain once you travel outside and into a new place. Sawa sawa, tuko pamoja hadi hapo. So anyone who comes to Gulf, normally 99% of the people go back differently, like from how they appear, how they conduct themselves. Unapata umetoka huko kwenu Moshaza, Ushago ama ghetto. By the time you reach here and you realize, wow, this is a whole new world with a whole new different experience. Like, it really changes you from how you dress, because sasa unataka kuvaa vile wao wanavaa. It's not copy pasting, but ni this good thing that has been exposed to you and you want to do it, and you realize how comfortable and how sweet it is, and it becomes, now slowly by slowly it becomes your lifestyle as well. And that means the exposure got you exposed. Next hour, that was just a dry joke. But sasa, like, this exposure has gotten into you, now you start wanting to just like them, and in a good way, as well as kumbuka, you're not supposed to outdo yourself. Exposure inakuja, it's a positive change, so, and it's a step by step, and it's something good. You should travel, by the way. Unafaa travel sana to get exposure. Get out of that comfort zone. Get out and see how the world is different. Get out and see that whatever you think is hard is happening somewhere else with ease, with a lot of ease, and it's very common. For example, like watu wanakula tu vizuri. Like, have you ever been exposed to, unatoka ile maisha umezoea tu eating a certain food, you realize there's this such any good food, there's just this good dressing up, there's this driving luxurious cars, which is not bad. Mali ni ya dunia, please enjoy it when you're on earth. Binguni unaenda kuimba na kusifu, tafadhali. Kindly enjoy whatever is on earth. So the moment you get this exposure, akipoleni for the background sound, I know, please, I'll work on better production, and I'm manifesting better production and better quality videos. Tafadhali, I'll work on it at the time. Tafadhali, for now, number, you bear with me in this situation. We shall overcome. So, you get exposed to how people even do business. Ukikuja huku and you're working, the more you work, you realize how business runs differently, and that thing that you get is what you want to go and do it at home, and it works because kumbuka in your foreign country, so there's more development. Again, it's the experience. Unakumbuka the experience that you gain. This any experience is a skill, and you always take it back and it helps. So make sure you travel a lot, and unaweza kuja travel maybe outside countries or Gulf or to any other country for trips or vacations. Hey, acha kuja huku uone vile wadosi wana travel vacations. My friend, even you start wanting to travel for vacations, which is something nice. Unapata how relaxing it is, how refreshing it is. Unapata even kumbe una realize even eating differently gives you, it's like it brings out a new self in you. Unapata like even how you dress, like unapata you're more comfortable. Like there's this exposure is so nice, exposure is sweet, exposure inakusaidianga ku relieve. Okay, it brings comfort, but at the same time inafanya uko comfortable, inafanya unakuwa you can't sit in your comfort zone because you want to work so hard, or you want to like work and get be able to have finances that can help you get this lifestyle that you've been exposed to, if that makes sense. So even if you never get a chance to travel to Gulf or to any other country, let's say for example, I'll talk for Kenya because I'm a Kenyan. Like uko Kenya, can you travel to other counties and see what is different in that other county? Can you go and interact with different people and see the new different cultures? Toka Nyeri enda Kisumu, toka Kisumu enda Nakuru. Like go and experience this new diverse place, like this new experience in this new place. Go see how you can relate with people. Like exposure doesn't come only with material things, it comes with even how you speak, how you dress up, and how you relate with people. Like ukitoka Gulf unarealize vile umezoea kurelate na mabosi, even when you go back home you just want to relate with people with great minds, people who are just speaking business, because this is something that has been surrounding you for a long time, and it has gotten into you, and now it has exposed, like it starts in the mind, so it's something that is inside you, more of inside you, that manifests in the manifests, is there a word like that really, that manifests itself outward. So please make sure you travel to get exposure. Exposure ni mzuri. You will learn new business ideas, how to do business differently, how to handle things differently, because once you travel you get this adaptation and confidence mentality of how you can vile unaweza tu epuka some challenges and temptations that comes, because you're able to do it when you are here mbali na kwenu, or far from your people, far from the normal things you're used to. Okay, so travel, learn how to speak differently, learn how to interact with people differently, learn new cultures that bring in like this positive change in you. Even if you're in that country, travel to different parts of that country, see how there's some beauty hidden somewhere that you've never seen, but the people who live there don't know its beauty because they're so used to it. When you get used to something, definitely it does not become exposure to you until you go out and see something different. Now that is exposure. I realized that I'm rotating around things because this thing is just, exposure is just simply the experience and the awareness that you get when you encounter a new place. And it is a positive change. Remember, it comes into the mind, It changes your mentality because of what you see from day and time to time, and something that becomes almost your daily routine. It comes into you, and now it starts manifesting outwardly, from how you dress, from how you speak to people, what you eat, how you conduct yourself nowadays. Like, people will not a difference once you've traveled from that normal place you're used to being in. So make it a resolution in your life to travel, not only outside the country but even inside your country. Like, move from Kenya to East Africa, toka East Africa to Africa, move from Africa to Europe to Asia and to all other part of the continents, but start from home. Move from that county to another county, move from that province to another province, toka Kenya and Uganda. Just go see, there's something unique there that people don't know it's there, but you will find it unique because this is something new, this new experience. And anytime you get exposed, you get to learn. Not unless you're a person with a bad mentality. Anywhere you go, you have to learn. You have to learn a new business idea. You'll see how people do business differently. Like, you start interacting with different currencies, you see, and it brings, there's kautamu tu ya exposure. Kuna tu utamwezi explain ya exposure, you know, how people eat different foods. Kumbe unaweza pata tu nakula 5 course meal in a day. Like, it's just this awesome experience. I lack words to explain further than this, guys. I will do like a weather disaster. I don't know if I can expound it more than I have done, because into bits and words, I will try to do another part on this topic. But I think maybe for today we can just wrap it here and say, like, we try and get exposure, all of us. Let's just try and seek exposure, because it's something that will help us. It's something that will make you get out of your comfort zone, because the moment you're exposed to riches, wealth and success, you'll always want to have it, and it will motivate you to work. It will and the motivation will help you to learn new skills that will help you to achieve it, you know. And you will just work to attain this lifestyle. And remember, see a peer pressure or copy and paste. No, it's just that getting the exposure and realizing how whatever you thought was impossible or hard, how real it is and how accessible it is. Sawa sawa. Up to that point, I know for the people who have been here since episode 1 to this episode of Gulf Gist, you realize that the name of the show changed. It changed from Gulf Gist completely to Shows with Yvonne, because you people talked to me and you said, now I limit from you guys coming to share other experiences, like your personal life stories and other things that I love doing. So that's why I created room for the channel to expand. I called it Shows with Yvonne. So there are going to be many shows that are going to be running concurrently, maybe with time. So Gulf Gist is going to be one of the segments, and there's going to be other more segments. So I hope you receive this well, and I hope you promote it and love it, and tell me what you want me to do in this space, and just tell me your opinion on how you think about it and everything. Let's just get the exposure here. Sawa. Thank you for watching to this far. Thank you for liking, commenting. I believe you've done so. Subscribing and sharing. Sawa. I'm your super host, Yvonne Carter. Thank you so much, super fans. Nawapenda tu sana. See you on my next episode. Bye bye.